we just go? Can we just go? Figure out where we're going. Can we just
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley. If you're new here, without further ado, let's just hop right into things that I learned during my fall internship, because I learned quite a lot. I hope I can give you some direction, a little bit of insight of what you might be able to expect. First thing is to make every effort to get to know your colleagues, especially those outside of the department that you're directly interning in. Networking is always such a critical skill, and I found even more so than ever, just getting to know people outside of your department, it gives you one, more insight to the other functions of the company and how they work, and then it also gives you more insight on other roles, things that you might have never thought of or even knew, or like positions. I think it's just a great opportunity not only to get to know someone, but to get to know their role and what they do and how it fits into the big picture. I would recommend that you actually make an effort to get to know your colleagues outside of those who you would just interact with on a daily basis. Next is to ask questions and avoid assumptions. So I know at the beginning you might be eager and excited and ask a ton of questions, and then you get to a certain point where you might feel some weird guilt, which you shouldn't feel, like asking more questions. But don't. Go ahead, ask the question. It's better to ask and have clarity on what you need to do or how to do something, or a reminder of like making sure you're doing the right steps, than to assume you know something out of like fear of asking again. Make sure that you ask questions. It shows interest, and it shows honestly that you actually have pride and care in your work. Don't hesitate, ask questions, don't make assumptions. Next is to have an open mind and to be ready to absorb as much information as possible, especially the first few weeks when you're like in training, knowing that you're going to have more information thrown at you for a period of time. Just absorb as much of it as you can, and then also absorb other opportunities where they're not traditional training opportunities, where it's not, hey, I'm teaching you this. Be prepared to observe what they're doing, what the other person's doing, how the interaction is, what you could do in the future that mimics that. And with that kind of following up, make sure that you are more than willing to take things slow and make sure you thoroughly understand something versus trying to rush and like figure it out real quick just so you can feel accomplished. Understand it thoroughly first, because a lot of times there's like building blocks to the task that they'll have you do as an intern, and you want to make sure that you understand the first thing that they have you do, versus like rushing through that and then not fully understanding it and then having issues getting things accomplished later on down the line. Next, this is something I personally did, was on my first day I wrote in my notebook and my little like work journal 3 goals that I had for the internship. You can make it as like vague or as detailed as you want, but I think having goals, a general expectation of what you want to get out of it versus just, hey, I'm here, really gives you more fulfillment and allows you at the end to kind of better reflect on, was this worth my time investment? Because you obviously spent effort getting the internship, whether that's interviewing, searching, pitching, whatever. You want to make sure that time, as well as the time you spent while you're in the internship, is well worth it, even if it's like you come out of it realizing maybe a profession, a field, or type of job that you don't want to do because you just like had self-discovery, like even that. And last but not least, I always say this in any of these types of videos, is to keep a running list of your achievements, projects, people you worked with, all those different things, because that will be great for you to transfer once you're done with the internship into bullet points about your internship on your resume, as far as like tasks that you did, projects, presentations. Maybe if you worked with like the exec board, list those people that you collaborated with or presented to. That way you have that running list that you can transfer into bullet points for your resume once your internship is over. It just makes it a lot easier, and also gives you great talking points for the next time that you interview for a role, because you already have actionable things you did in your last work experience. Those were basically all the different things that I learned from my internship and my internship experience as a whole this past semester. I hope this helped give you, once again, some insight if you're considering becoming an intern. Honestly, have an open mind about the experience. I think it's well worth it. It's great to have hands-on experience because it gives you a perspective that being in lecture wouldn't give you about a certain field. And so whether that's you do it during the summer, if you do it like me in like a fall or spring, first talk to your advisor, because they'll give you insight on like what you need to do as far as your like academics and how all that plays into things. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did like it, give it a big thumbs up. That way I know you like these advice style videos. But until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye guys.